Hello, welcome back to my channel. This video was recorded before I made some big upgrades to my recording setup, and I did have some comments about the audio quality on a previous road trip video, and I did try to improve that on this one by taking my microphones with me, but that really didn't work out for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what went wrong, but it didn't work out. So this time I've actually upgraded with a new camera and a new microphone. So in the future episodes where I go on road trips, the audio and video quality should be much improved from just me using my phone. So please forgive me for the following audio nastiness. Looking over here, it's road trip time again, and today I'm not going to a museum and I'm not going to an event. I'm going to go and see my friend Henry, but we're also going to drive, rather excitingly, to a car park in the middle of England. I don't live in the middle of England. This car park is about 3.5 hours away from me, and we're going to meet someone there who's selling us a whole bundle of Amstrad stuff. So we're looking for content here and fun, but it's going to be just a nice day to spend some time with Henry. It's Father's Day as well, so happy Father's Day to everybody else in the UK. I hope you're having much lovely breakfasts in bed. I had breakfast made for me, it was really nice, and chocolate and socks and stuff. But I've got a bit of a journey ahead of me now. I've got to drive 1.5 hours just to get to Henry's house, and then Henry's going to do the next leg, which is about 2 hours. I think it's Worksop or somewhere, and then we're going to meet the guy, pick the stuff up, and we're going to drive back to Henry's house. So you'll get a little tour around Henry's amazing workshop, which I visited before, and it's just I'd love to just transplant myself into that workshop. That would be brilliant. What a place. And we're going to unbox everything there and share it out between us. So there's going to be some haggling going on. But Henry's a lovely guy, so I'm sure I'll be able to bully him. But I'm on my way now. This is the less good part of the journey. Just a few miles down the road, I get to drive through some really pretty English villages. So I'm going to turn the camera on when I get to those bits, and we can explore the country together. That sounds really pompous, doesn't it? We'll have a look at the pretty buildings. For the moment, it's not so pretty. It's a little bit grim looking, isn't it? Like an A road. We're coming up to Long Melford now, and I believe this is the longest village in the UK, maybe England, could be the world. So I'll turn the camera around when we get to the sign that says Long Melford. Oh, there it is on the right, Long Melford, please drive carefully. So this is it. There's a Nethergate brewery on the left there. I've not been in there, but I can't drink alcohol anymore, so probably not the best idea. This is the actual beginning of Long Melford as I understand it. And there's a bit of dispute about where it actually begins, whether it's at the sign or whether it's at the first buildings or the old part of Long Melford, but this is the old part of Long Melford, and it's all full of cafes and antique shops. There's no shopping centre or anything like that, so it really is a village. There are some really good pubs along here, 2 good Indian restaurants as well. We're just passing one, the Melford Valley, and then another one just to the left. Where is it? I might have gone past it. there, Onion Bhaji. Good Indian restaurant that is. And this is Melford Green. And the village carries on up this road for a while, but we need to turn off here because we're going down this road. But that's the very, very pretty village of Long Melford. Here we are at Cavendish. I saw that Ferrari yesterday. That was Cavendish, and I think the next village, well, I know the next village is called Clare, but I think there's an urban myth surrounding these two villages that they are still at war from hundreds of years ago. Peace was never declared, so Clare and Cavendish are officially, well, not officially, I suppose. I'm not sure they've got armies. Still in conflict. The world's always been mad. And this is the village of Clare. More new builds. A defibrillator box. What a good idea. This weird sculpture on this is Haverhill, by the way. This weird sculpture on this roundabout has, I think it's got LEDs or laser type effects that shine up into the sky, and this does look quite effective at night, but during the day it just looks like someone's scaffolding fell over with a load of chicken wire around it. Well, I thought it was going to take us past the Imperial Waterway. Is going to take us past it. That building in front of us now is the Imperial War Museum of Duxford. A very, very good.
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road.
Tourist attraction in this area that I've still never visited. But I've promised to take my father-in-law there soon.
In a quarter of a mile, merge onto M11.
Because he used to be in the RAF, and I think it'd be a nice thing to do. Four-way traffic lights might spoil my ETA. It's now 11:02. Damn it. I'm on the road with Henry. I'm sorry about the audio quality. I haven't brought my mic in the car, but we're on the A1 and we're heading up to, where are we going? Where is it we're going?
We're going to Tesco's.
It's going to Tesco's. We're going shopping. Do we need anything? It's what's the name of the place? Is it
Workshop?
Workshop. Okay.
About halfway between the person we're meeting and us.
Yeah. Well, it's not halfway between where I live, but I've done my leg of the journey. Yeah, we're on our way there now, and we'll do a little bit more video once we've got the boxes in the car, because I don't think Mark wants to be on camera. But I might take some photos. So there might be some stills coming after this, you lucky people. Although I have to say, Henry's car is very comfortable, and it's giving my back a nice rub at the moment.
It's not Henry's car. It's Henry's wife's car.
Henry's wife's car is giving my back a rub. That sounds even more creepy. Just seeing all the chips. Oh my god.
Oh, heaven.
It goes on and on.
Oh my god, Billy, what was I doing all this?
No. This is all Atari. Oh no, it's not. It's all cheaters.
Thank you, throw the bin.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's all buttons for cheaters. That's what this is.
I'm more interested in the boxes.
Yeah.
Right, Henry thinks it's a good idea if we turn this Amstrad PCW 6256.
Going in the isolation transformer.
Oh, your LED lights are really screwing with my...
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Well, it's gone now. It's broken. Right, Henry's going to try another one now.
Sucker for punishment.
I bet the power supplies are just disconnected. I can see some leads flying around inside that hole.
Okay. Yeah, 3 CPM plus discs. Oh, but bezels and stuff. What's this? Take that keys, but then with the actual keys.
Henry's pile. My pile.
Where's my phone? It's got this bloody HDMI cable in it.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a rubbish box. That's a rubbish box. Rubbish.
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 Yeah.
Joysticks, but getting close to rubbish. Floppy drives. Floppy drive cages. And rubbish keyboards. More rubbish. Some software. My pile. Some boards. There's some long boards down there, and some PCW boards and 464 plus keyboards. Some tape decks, screws and springs, one CRT, some tape decks, leads and chips. Oh, did you bring these out?
I did.
Oh, right, these are Henry's. Some 3-inch discs. We thought we had more. And
The CRT radio.
another 5 CRTs with their power boards or their control boards or whatever you call them. These are all scrap.
Sweaty.
Henry's dividing all the chips up for us. But this is Henry's workshop. Look at this organisational skill. Sorry about the flicker. He's got horrible LED lights. You can never be a YouTuber, Henry. Look. All the stuff. And this. His new pride and joy. Look. Right, this guy's already got loads of Amstrads. He doesn't need any more. That's the pile of doom. We don't want any of this stuff. It's all garbage. Right, I'm on my way home. You can see behind me there's a load of stuff in the back of my car. So we picked up the stuff from Mark in that Tesco's car park and drove it all the way back to Henry's, unloaded it from Henry's car into his garden, and then started sorting it out. And what we quickly discovered was that there was a lot of stuff there, and a lot of it had some value, but almost everything was disassembled. There were multiple 464 CPC 464s that we've split up. I think there were 7 of those, and which we kind of put together roughly complete machines. There were pots of screws for all of these and the fittings for them, and the tape decks were not inside of them, and the keyboards were not inside them. So we don't know whether we've got working stuff. There were also not bare boards, there were boards without cases, and there were a couple of CPC 6128s which we've split up. We've managed to make what we think are complete machines of those. I've divvied up all of the screws and everything and the fittings that go inside the things that I think go inside the 464s and 6128s. And then there were some boxes that were less useful, and we ended up with probably half of the stuff is just going to go straight to recycling, which is a shame, but it's of little to no value. If they were complete machines and whole and something we could fix and work on, that's fine, but there were multiple PCWs in there, I can't remember which model it is, that were disassembled, multiple ones. There were 6 CRTs that we had, some of them had serious screen burn, and there were 2 PCWs that looked mostly complete, but we did try taking them into Henry's workshop and he bravely switched them on to see if they would just fire up, but they didn't. So we have no idea whether they're going to be any use whatsoever, and they're not very useful anyway. So what we've done with those is we've taken all of the motherboards out of them, because they've got salvageable chips. They've got Z80s and logic chips and 4164, we think, memory, and ports and things that we might be able to use at some point in the future. But that's the stuff that we wanted. The rest of it, all of the power boards for the CRTs, and the CRTs themselves, no good to us. So they are also heading to the tip. There was a box with printers inside, a couple of Amstrad printers that obviously went with the PCWs. They're just word processors, and their printers are, not really of any use to anyone. Everything was just disassembled, with all of the screws in pots and all the springs out of keyboards in pots, and seriously a lot of work just to put together a machine that's not really worth very much together, and it might not even work anyway. So again, a lot of that is just going to scrap, which is a shame, but that's just the way it goes. So we ended up splitting up the things that we wanted. I let Henry have most of the floppy drives and all of the floppy disks that were useful, although quite a few had to be thrown because they were covered in mold. I took a big box of disassembled, really bad joysticks. They're no good ones. They're all quick shots and not the sort of thing that I'm into. I like zip sticks. There was one zip stick with a red handle, which I've taken, and there were some Atari joysticks in there, and there was a very interesting Sears branded top half of an Atari 7800 joystick. That's quite interesting. I might be able to bring that back to life by 3D printing the bottom half of the case, maybe, if that's possible. Might have to talk to my buddy Lee Smith about that. And there were some Atari the regular Atari joysticks in there as well, all disassembled. But there were some spares as well. There's spare parts for bits and pieces. But we also found some power supplies, 5-volt power supplies that would be suitable for CPC 464s, and we found some SCART leads for CPC 464s as well, and 6128s, which are decent quality. They're some of them were actually still new in the packet, and I think we ended up with 4 of those each. I think we ended up with probably half of it as rubbish and half of it as useful. There were a load of chips as well. There was a good amount of ICs, there were logic chips, and there were Z80s, there were floppy disk controllers and PIAs and all sorts of bits and pieces that are nice to have, because it's the sort of thing when you're in a project, if you've got that, you don't have to order it in and it won't slow you down. So it's nice to have all that kind of thing. And I'm quite short on logic chips as well. I've got logic chips. I bought new logic chips for ZX Spectrums to keep a stock for broken ones of those, and for the C64 repairs I tend to harvest them straight out of parts boards, but it's nice to have a stock of logic chips when I'm working on machines that don't use the same ones. So I need to build up a good collection of those. That would be nice. I think with all of the memory off of the PCW boards, it should be alright for 4164 chips. I should be okay for them.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Cambridge Road, A603.
Should be okay for 4164s for a while. And Z80s. We probably have, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 10 of those each from this haul. Load of drive belts as well. Not sure what they're for. Hoping they're for +2 Spectrum tape decks and Amstrad tape decks. CPC 464.
Exit the roundabout onto Cambridge Road.
CPC 464 tape decks. Maybe the belts are for those. That would be good. And that's about it really. But the good thing was, this was a really nice way to spend time with a friend. On a little adventure, we had really good natter for I think Henry drove for 4 hours, and he was quite tired by the end of it. We had a really good natter, and we had a great time rummaging through. I think I've caught the sun a bit because we were out in the sun. I didn't have a hat, so I'm probably going to be a bit burnt. We were out in the sun all afternoon. Yeah, and it was fun. It was a nice way to spend a day. Now we're in Wimpole. I don't know where Wimpole is. I'm just on my way home. Well, that's it. I've now got an hour left to drive home. I've been left Henry behind me to clear up the rest of the mess. Actually, I didn't leave him with any mess. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, thank you, Henry, for spending time with me today. That was good fun, and I look forward to the next time we go on another road trip together to pick up loads of old rubbish. Bye.
Yes.